Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Gemini, January 4, 2023. Venus enters your intimacy sector today, and in the weeks ahead, you're in great shape to work on the more complicated or intricate areas of relationships, sharing, and intimacy. This transit sticks with you until the 26th. Financially speaking, you may find backing or support, and a need to share some of your deeper feelings with someone special can emerge. If there has been tricky energy in your life related to such things as power dynamics, loans, or debts, this is a time for smoothing things over and coming to more beneficial agreements. It's a transit that can pull up important themes of passion, attachment, and intensity in your love life or relationship with yourself. Today's energies are initially uncertain or indecisive but friendly as the day advances. Fortunately, even if there are missteps, you feel as if you're growing. A sweet rainbow is glistening in the heavens today. You'll find that your emotions and thoughts are reflective and sensitive today. Mental Mercury sings in the sky and will link in a sextile on his retrograde dance with Neptune, the planet of compassion. Now would be a fantastic time to have a heart-to-heart with your one and only. Discuss any plans and promises around travel or fun pursuits you'd like to tackle with your significant partner in the coming year. If you are single, now is a gorgeous moment to consider dating outside of your normal type, especially if you've previously connected and always felt a connection. Embrace this lovely, almost angelic energy to your core. Speak up about what you may want to pursue or commit to. With Mercury retrograde in Capricorn sextile to Neptune in Pisces and the Sun in Capricorn forming a trine to the North Node in Taurus, this might be the perfect time to reopen the conversation about your professional commitments. You should branch out of your comfort zone by connecting with colleagues in your greater professional community and talking about the dreams that you want to pursue. Given that Venus will enter Aquarius later today, it might be time to invest your time, energy, and resources into unique opportunities. It is just minutes after Venus not only returns to your financial sector but joins up with Saturn to take your financial power back that the Moon not only returns to an intuitive and imaginative part of your chart but into a friendly aspect. Just as Venus has returned with the motivation to use the powerful resources on hand, the Moon can fuel your financial confidence, instincts, and imagination. You play hard to get when you are feeling proud, and hard to ignore when you are feeling needy. Others around you might distance themselves from you when they feel overwhelmed by the emotional ups and downs you are only mildly aware of. So as not to be caught off guard by these unspoken messages, keep tuned into your emotions by using physical exercise as a measure. When you can center your heart and mind around exercise, you are acting independently and may get clarity. Today is the day to stop being so task-oriented. This day has an easygoing feel to it heading into the evening. After your chores are done, make sure to get together with friends and enjoy an evening that allows you to relax and cut loose a little. Take in a movie or a play, then out for a late dinner. If you have wanted to take a course in the fine arts, this day can be the perfect time to embark on such a venture with a companion. In her final hours in your relationship sector, Venus is working to leave you with a sense of what you want from your relationships, knowing that the Sun will keep the solar spotlight on your relationships. Mercury is just in his first full week in retrograde motion in your relationship sector, with the planet of communication not only staying on to keep the communication lines open but to give the past and unsaid words a voice. This frees Venus to focus on what you want from your relationships rather than the when, where, and how. When Venus leaves your relationship sector today, she will not only leave the Sun and Pluto behind but Mercury, just as the planet of communication is spending his first full week in retrograde motion here. This leaves no shortage of relationship support, but it is the desires and expectations that the planet of love leaves you with that will give them a mandate to follow. Our eyes in the sky. Venus enters Aquarius in the evening, allowing us to understand what we desire from a cerebral point of view when it comes to relationships. This transit enables us to take baby steps toward finding what our heart wants as we proceed with caution in romantic matters. The Sun shares a connection with the nodes of destiny, urging us to embrace our confidence, power, passion, and self-esteem as we move through the day. The month starts with Venus entering Aquarius on January 2nd. When the planet of love is in the sign of the water bearer, we can expect a hands-off and aloof approach to expressing our sentiments. Although we want to connect with others, we do so on more of a cerebral level, which involves a meeting of the minds and intellect rather than physical touch. The 6th brings the first full moon of 2023, this one in Cancer, which means that we could undergo an emotional and mental release in the first days of the new year. This is extremely beneficial because we're able to let go of the past and move into a different headspace for the year. This particular full moon can bring up many power struggles and issues from the past, which is why it's a good time to let go of negativity and move forward toward a more positive place. January 12th marks the end of the Mars retrograde that began in Gemini on October 30th, 2022. Now that we've seen situations and relationships from a different perspective, it's up to us to decide how we want to move forward with the information we've gathered. The Mercury retrograde ends on the 18th in Capricorn, allowing us to heal from all the miscommunications and mishaps that we might have experienced with family or when traveling over the holidays. The Sun enters Aquarius on January 20th, just before the new moon in the same sign the next day. Although it's taken a few weeks, we can now begin to see our resolutions for 2023 come to fruition. Uranus in Taurus turns direct on the 22nd, and Venus enters Pisces 4 days later, making the end of the month sweeter than the start as our fantasies and desire for romance peak. In the morning, the Taurus moon squares off with Saturn in Aquarius, perpetuating isolation. We are in a stubborn mood, prepared to dig in our heels and draw out arguments to get our way. Deep down inside, we are probably aware we are making the problem worse by being inflexible. However, we have convinced ourselves that we are sticking to our principles. This heightens contention between ourselves and those in our community who are looking for a progressive solution. Should we resort to temper tantrums, we will wind up regretful of our conduct down the road. After sunup, the Capricorn Sun squares off with Chiron in Aries, stimulating sensitivities. We believe we are not receiving recognition for our hard work or talents. Instead of becoming angry, we feel embarrassed. To maintain a sliver of self-esteem, we can convince ourselves that because we weren't given a break, others shouldn't be either. This logic may be mimicking the voice of an elder figure, perhaps a paternal one who failed to cut us slack in our youth. Try to step back from the immediacy of irritating or frustrating interactions today. Whose voice is in your head? Think of all the healing that you could offer, not only to your inner child, but to those around you, if you chose a different tactic and broke the chain of criticism.